Welcome to Code Crafters, and in this video it's a continuation of the Java programming part. We are going to discuss about the OOPS concept of Java. I'm not going to go into any detailed part, so it's just the basic definitions and everything. So OOPS, we already know Java as an object-oriented programming. It's a true object-oriented language, right? So why do we need an object-oriented programming? We need it because of solving complex problem. We can solve the complex problem by breaking it into small sub-problems. And there are some basic concepts of OOPS. They are class, objects, encapsulation, abstraction, polymorphism, and inheritance. What is a class? A class is like a template or like a blueprint. It defines the data members and the methods of an object. Methods are nothing but functions. What is an object? An object is like a real world entity that can be identified distinctly. For example, everything whichever we come across, a desk or a circle or a pen, everything is an object. If it has a unique state, behavior, identity and everything, it can be considered as an object. And in other words, object is also an instance of a class. Okay. Abstraction. Abstraction is a method of hiding irrelevant information from the user. Like we can make a class abstract by using the keyword abstract. So in Java, we use abstract class and interface to achieve abstraction. So what's mean by abstraction? It actually hides the irrelevant information from the user. What do you mean by that? For example, in real life, if you're driving a car, all you need to know is how to drive a car, or what are the things which you need to know, like where to use the clutch, accelerator, steering wheel, gear and everything. But you need to know how the car works or what mechanism the car works. No, those things are not needed for you. You just need to know how to drive the car. So those things are actually hidden, like all the abstraction work. You don't need to know the engineering works, how a car is manufactured and everything. You just need to know how a car drive, right? How to drive a car. That's what I mean. So that's what abstraction is. Encapsulation is the process of binding data and functions into a single unit. A class is an example of encapsulation because a class contains a lot of objects, functions, and data members, right? So it's like an encapsulation. And in Java, there is a class named Java Bean. It is a fully encapsulated class. Okay. Inheritance. Inheritance is a mechanism in which one class acquire all the features of the another class. It's like there will be a parent class and subclass. It can be also known as a base class or subclass, parent class and child class and everything. So we can achieve inheritance by using the extend keyword. It facilitates the reusability of the code. Okay. Then polymorphism is the ability to appear in many forms. For example, in real life, if you are a student, you actually behave like a daughter or son in your home, and you go to your school and you behave like a student. You're actually playing different roles. That's what polymorphism is the ability to appear in many forms. In other words, single action in different ways. So there are two types of polymorphism in Java. One is runtime polymorphism and the other one is compile time polymorphism. We will go into the detailed part of it later part. Okay. Okay, now let's actually just see a sample program in Java and I'll explain each line by line of the program. Okay. So I'll be using Visual Studio Code as it's a beginner course. Let's use Visual Studio Code or any code editor, even if you can use a notepad for running the programs and you have to run the program in the command prompt. Or you can use code editors like this. There is also other code editors like Sublime, Atom and everything. So the installation link for Visual Studio Code are like this, mentioned in the description box. You can install it. And you also have to install Java. And I will just describe everything in the description box because I can't screen record some of the things due to security issues of Windows. And yeah, let's get started. So opening, you can also use IDE for running your programs, like for example Eclipse. Your Eclipse tab will look like this. Eclipse is an IDE, integrated development environment, and you can just create a new file and run it, or you can use IDE like NetBeans. So right now I'm going to follow my Visual Studio Code because as it's a beginner thing, it's more comfortable and easier. When you're going for advanced Java programming, you can use Eclipse and everything. So let's just create a new file here. Let's say HelloWorld.java, and whatever file name you create here, that should be your class name. Visual Studio Code normally creates a default program like public class hello world. You just have to create, and yes, every Java program starts executing only when there is a main function. So as soon as you create a class, you have to create a main function. Okay. For other bigger programs, you'll be having a lot of classes and you will have a main function at the end of the program. So now it's a simple program. We are just going to print welcome to Java programming. Let's create a main class here. Public static void main string. I'll explain all these things. args, and now you have to print system.out.println welcome to Java programming. I hope the letters are actually clear. Yes, I can just make it a bit more bigger. Yeah. So this is a normal simple Java program. We can just click the run and run it. So it says welcome to Java program. Here you can see the output part. Okay, just don't mind all this path and everything. It's already set. So let's explain the program line by line now. So first we are creating a class named HelloWorld, and the H is a capital. Every class in Java, class name will be capital, and that will be also the file name. So here we have only one class. We are actually having that. Inside that class we have the main method. So whatever class which contains the main method should be your file name, and the capital letter, the first letter should be a capital letter. And we are actually declaring this class as public. Why are we declaring it as public? Public is an access modifier in Java, and this makes the class access from any other classes outside it. Okay, that's why the class is declared as public. And next, inside the class, a main method is there. Every Java program should contain a main method. Without the main method, you can't execute or run a Java program. And the main method is again public. Why? Because we can access the main method from outside this class too. That's why. Next, it's static. Why do we declare a method as static? Only when we have to call the method without creating an object for the method. Here we are not creating any objects before calling the method. So that's why we declare the main method of Java as static. Next, void. What does mean by void? Void means it doesn't return any value. Here the main method doesn't return any value. That's why it's known as void. And main is our main method name. Okay. Next we have string args. It is a string array of string with the variable name args. And inside the main method we have written a line like system.out.println welcome to Java programming. System is a predefined class and out is an object of the print writer class. Println will be the one which gives you the output in a new line. This ln is used for new line. If you just give print and if there is another statement system.out.println, it will actually print in the same line. If you want it in the new line, it will print. You have to give println. Okay. System is a predefined class. Out is an object of the print writer class, and println is the one which actually gives you the output. Welcome to Java programming. I hope this basic programming definition explanation is clear.